Psych, we're not good. Morrow's not done running health checks. That's awkward. Well,
I can hear you guys though. I don't get it.
yeah, I know, but I can't start the recording on the other thing until the health check's been run.
Until it checks my nonsense.
So we're just live on YouTube vibing.
Yep.
Hello to everyone that's here.
Oh yeah.
How's it
Should I
going?
post it for my friends to come through?
Sure.
Oh no. I don't think I'm actually online, so it's all good. It's still running health check. There we go. Alrighty. So.
Holy fuck.
One of the three of us bet on Mitch Trubisky. I'm not gonna say who,
Never.
but
I know it ain't me. I think that was the only thing I said in the last episode about him. Was just, do not bet on Mitch Trubisky. Why don't you made the pick? You made it right.
You know what? I'm not even that mad about it. Like they scored 20 something, like high 20. They were up like 11 all game.
It was like 40 seconds left that they scored to put them ahead too. Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was on a Mitch Trubisky turnover. So
right.
There was a point in which I looked at it and I'm like, fuck, this guy actually switched his pick last minute and it's gonna fucking work. Fuck me. There was a point in the game where I was looking at it.
Yeah,
because
they were up. Because like
they were up.
I had so much faith in my boy Mitch to just blow that.
That's why, I'm not even mad about it. Like, I had a chance to cut it to one game, or right? Because it was 2 games, and then I had a chance to cut it to 1.
Cut it to 1.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'll live with that. That's fine. But disappointing. What can I say?
I wasn't disappointed.
Is that where we're leading off?
I think so.
If
you guys couldn't tell, this is the A Sports Podcast. My name's Amir. That's Brant. That's Morrow. What's up?
Living the dream.
You're not gonna say it?
Hey, how are you?
There you go.
I just threw it in there.
Yeah.
So it's been a busy couple weeks.
Yeah. Full lead off football through the.
Yeah. How'd we do?
How did we do?
I don't know
Not
if anyone
bad,
actually did good.
For one night.
Oh.
No, we actually all did. I mean, pretty well.
Okay, cool.
Brant, kudos to you, man. Like you led us this week.
I think it's the first time all year. How are you? Welcome back.
Wait, he went perfect, or he was first?
Oh God,
okay.
No, he was first. Nobody went perfect, but he went 12-3. I went 11-4. Yeah, I'll lead us off with that one. I mean, that was the first one. Seattle was unanimous.
Sorry, what was the records? What was the records? You didn't say.
I was 12-3.
12-3 for Brant. I went 11-4. You went 10-5.
Yeah. Tough.
So.
Yeah.
It doesn't vary that much because I think that was the only game that separated me and me. We didn't really switch with anything else.
No.
So
we had the exact same
thing. Seattle we all got wrong. Saints we all got right. Detroit we all had originally. Amir made the last minute change on either Saturday or Sunday morning to go with Chicago and his boy Mitch. That didn't work.
Yeah.
Indy.
I'm curious. What made you make that switch?
Okay, so one of the fantasy guys I was looking at was like, oh, Mitch Trubisky, he's facing the Lions D. I'm like, you know what? That's pretty tempting, and he could be like a top 8 play. So not only did I play him there, I played him over Lamar Jackson because I was just scared if Lamar was going to play or not. No. But I lost.
I know, but Lamar was great.
No, I was going to lose anyways.
At least it didn't cost you the week.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez. Unlike my call of Kyle Rudolph over Mike Gesicki, who scored 21 points, and I went from the first seed in a bye in our league to 3rd.
Oof.
And now playing the guy that has Christian McCaffrey and James Conner coming back.
McCaffrey might not play.
Yeah, I know. Which I'm praying for here.
I'm not, but yeah.
I'm out. So
honestly, so am I in the one league.
I've been out since week 2 when Saquon got hurt, and I had no viable replacement. So that's been my fantasy year in a nutshell.
I picked up Saquon for peanuts though, so that was
I did just as I started rostering all the Giants. I'm like, I might as well have fun with it.
We live and die by the Giants, eh?
And I know I didn't put it in. I didn't put it in our docket this week. So whoever wanted to talk about the Giants,
I
I'll
did.
let them get to that
I did.
after. I'll run through
I
these
did.
picks and then we'll go through what we want to
Okay.
talk about.
Okay.
Okay.
So we let off with Chicago and Detroit. That was the switcheroo. We went Colts and Texans. We all went Indianapolis. Raiders, Jets, a lot closer than everybody would have thought. I think
Yeah,
we can
what
talk
the
a little bit about
fuck?
that one. But
I
we all
mean,
took the Raiders.
Let's
That was
talk about it. Let's talk about it. The Jets were. That was such a
They-
Jets game. Oh
They
my
threw
god!
the game. They
Yeah.
threw the game.
No. But like,
They
if they were
threw
gonna,
the game.
If they were gonna throw the game, why didn't they do it on the drive before? Like, that's too close for comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
He
last
sucked at
that last
losing.
play from the Raiders there, it's happened. I don't remember the exact number. I should have looked it up, but it's like 268 times since I think it was 2015 that exact situation has happened, where it's like less than a minute on the clock with this and that, and like it's a pass of over 40 yards or something like that.
Mhm.
And all but one time in the past 5 years or whatever it's been, the defending team has never run 6 pass rushers. The one time that it's ever happened was the Jets in that game.
Yeah, because that's what Greg Williams does. You know, he
And
blitzes
that's
when
why
he
they're
very
fired.
And that's why they fired him.
shouldn't. Yeah.
Like, you're throwing the game, dude. You can't run that play and have that many people rushing the passer.
Yeah.
Just brutal.
It couldn't be more fitting for that franchise,
Mm-hmm.
though. Like, of all teams for that to happen to, it's most fitting for it to happen to the Jets, just because everything that's transpired this year. They've
Mm-hmm.
held on to Adam Gase, and at this point, I don't think it makes sense to get rid of the defensive coordinator, other than just it being that big of a gaffe. Because like
Yeah.
getting rid of any of them,
It's
and
such a
bringing in
bad
somebody
look-
new, it
it's
doesn't
such
do
a
anything.
It's such a bad look that someone's head's got to roll for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
that's the only
If they
reason
lose
I
it on the
agree
drive,
with
if they
it.
lose it on the drive before, nothing's wrong. But
Yeah.
because it's such a drastic play,
Just-
and like
Mhm.
it was such an outlier of like what every other situation would have been, and that he could have survived a year. It didn't matter, like
Mhm.
Gase and Williams. And now, I mean, someone's gonna hire him back. Like if
Mhm.
what was it, the scandal that they originally had with the Saints, and they still hired him.
Bounty Gate there?
The bounty
Is that what you're
gate
talking
there?
about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
I mean,
On the flip side of the ball, what the fuck is wrong with the Raiders?
I mean, Josh Jacobs wasn't playing.
I guess that's fair in that game, but that's back-to-back weeks where they just put up a stinker outside of like a couple of things. But like Darren, what do you call it? Darren Waller was great.
Unreal.
Derek Carr was good, not great.
No.
And just the team in general just didn't look right. And like you're playing the worst team in the league right now. And like last week, you kind of understand a bit. There's like a bit of challenge on the other side of the ball. You obviously shouldn't have got slaughtered like that, but like at least there's a competitive team on the other end. This week, it's like you should not be close in that game, and they were. And like I've been beating the Raiders drum all year, but that's frightening if you're looking at that.
yeah. Yeah, that was a close one. Next, we all differed a little bit. Me and Amir took Tennessee. Brant, you went with the Browns. Browns took that one. That was a pretty high scoring one.
It's a great first half.
Hey,
of the
they
Browns.
almost blew it.
Ooh.
They were.
I stopped
big.
watching the game. I'm like, it's over, and then it was a 1-score game by the end of it.
Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
not?
It's
Yeah,
on Red Zone. They were like, "Oh, this game's over," and I'm like, "He scores a touchdown here, and it's a 1-possession game,
Yeah.
and all you have to do is get an onside kick." Like, makes no sense.
Baker looked like a
So-
quarterback. Shout out him for that.
Yeah,
He was actually making passes.
back-to-back good weeks, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he's back. Who knows? It looks like their offense is just clicking better than it was.
Can you be back when you've never been?
He was there in the first year. He set rookie records, all right.
For the Browns, maybe.
No, like passing touchdown records. I think he said it, but it's just he looked great. The offense looked like they were just in sync the whole game. He was using everybody. Like he wasn't really like Juice obviously played great, but like he was using every receiver that he had. He just looked good.
So that was the one game that put Brant
Brant ahead.
over me and Amir this week. Everything else going down, we all had the same. So Miami versus the Bengals. We had Miami. We all got that right.
Uh-huh.
Jags Vikings. We all went Minnesota. That was a lot closer than
Yeah.
I would have thought too.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Rams Cardinals. You can bet on us being wrong with Arizona every fucking week because
Fade
we
me,
took
bro.
Arizona. We all
6
took
straight weeks,
Arizona.
I think I
and
fucked that up.
yeah.
It's brutal. I'm
hoping it holds true this week, but we'll get to that soon.
Oh.
Green Bay versus the Eagles. We all went Green Bay. New England over the Chargers. That one wasn't even close.
Yo, that one was the. Did you see the stat that it said? All right, I'm gonna fudge numbers here, but I'm relatively close on it. Lamar and Cam combined for like 169 yards passing, and
wouldn't
their
be
teams
surprised.
outscored their opponents 72-17.
Wow.
Yeah, Lamar didn't pass the ball at all, but
Cam-
they look
Cam
both
had, like-
offenses look great.
Yeah.
You can't even really say much. Like they didn't throw it much, but they didn't have
They
to.
didn't need to, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the key with both offenses.
Broncos Chiefs a lot closer than I would have thought, but Chiefs took care of business. I'll let Brant speak to this one because I know he's been a big proponent of the Steelers being fakes.
Oh, okay, that one.
Football team versus Steelers.
Dude.
And we all took the Steelers.
The fraud is done. I love it. I literally said on the podcast last week, I'm like, man, if there's ever a game that the Steelers are going to lose, it's against the football team. And I didn't have the balls to take them, but like I felt so confident and I bet on them. And I'm like, it's the football team's game to win. And sure enough, man, they locked him down. The Steelers receivers were trash. They dropped just about everything. I think Eric Ebron had it was like 3 drop passes, something like that. Like just yikes. But
They
yeah,
lead the league in drop passes.
the
Do they?
Steelers, man, they're not good. I'm sorry, that team's not good. They're okay. They're a playoff team. They might be the best team in the division, but they're not good. They're not among the elite. They're not a Super Bowl contender. They're not good.
I still think they're the second best team in the AFC.
Yeah.
Are they my betting fate? Like,
Are they
If
not
it
the
comes
second
down-
best team? Are they not the second best team in football?
No.
Who is?
see, here's what I was
Football
about to
team.
ask though. Regardless of who it comes down to, because I feel like the NFC is a lot closer than what we
Who do
see
you
in the
think better, the
AFC.
Saints or the Steelers?
Saints. With
The
Drew Brees or without
the
Drew
Saints
Brees?
defense has been just as good.
The
I
Saints
don't-
look great with once they did this offense change with Taysom Hill, they're running a completely different system, but it looks great.
But doesn't it seem a little gimmicky? Like the
Yeah, it's weird. Don't get me wrong, but
I just
their
think that-
offense is way better with Drew Brees at the helm.
right,
And
right.
like if that's the team you're going, I'm taking the Saints over the Steelers.
the
I'm
Steelers,
taking
the Steelers have had a lot of injuries on defense, so
Yeah.
it might
I'm
be
taking the Bucks over the Steelers.
Who are the top?
I'm probably taking the
who
Packers
are
over the
top 2
Steelers.
seeds?
I
Who are
wouldn't
the
take
top
the
2
Bucks
seeds in the
over the
NFC right now. I just want to map this out.
top
right
two
now.
seeds. Saints, Packers.
Out of the top 4, the top 2 and the top 2, would you put the Steelers at 4? I feel like that
Yeah.
is kind of accurate, and I think that's what they are.
I think I would go. So personally, I might go Chiefs, Packers.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Chiefs, Packers, and
I go
then
Chiefs, Packers, Steelers, Saints, and you might
I
swap
go
Steelers.
Saints Steelers.
I would swap Steelers.
Yeah.
Saints.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair. I
Now
think
they
that-
were missing James Conner. I know that,
Right.
But
Mhm.
and they had no run game. Like
and they
didn't have
lost.
much
They
of a
lose
run
Bud
game.
Dupree for the year. Like they
Yeah.
and then
They took a hit.
lost
They
Devin
took a
Bush
hit going
earlier in the
into
year.
that.
Like the defense
pro-
keeps getting.
The problem with all the
Injuries.
other good teams in the NFL right now is they've lost just brutal games. Like I don't have faith in the Rams. They've lost some shit games. Like Seattle just lost to the Giants. I don't really have faith in them being better than the Steelers. But like I just at any given time I could see the Rams or the Seahawks or the Bucks or who else on that list. Man, the Raiders could do it. Like there's just all these teams that could beat the Steelers, and I wouldn't be all that surprised.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
what they're a fraud to me. Like they're not. I'm glad they're not going to go in undefeated because they didn't deserve to be an undefeated team. They should have at least 4 losses this season that they just lucked out of.
No, totally.
You'd think that maybe it's a wake up call going into the last couple games and into the playoffs for them, because it would have been a high and mighty fall if they went in undefeated and they get one and done in the playoffs. Like that would be rough. But I think
Patriots,
that
man,
loss
they're the Patriots of last year to me. Like they're getting the job done. They're in a lot of close games, and they're gonna come in with a great record, but they're not good
weren't
enough to
heavily
win in the playoffs.
and they weren't heavily tested. I think
No.
both teams were
Exactly.
not heavily tested going
Exactly.
in, which is a fair point.
I think this week we'll learn a lot about the Steelers.
Yeah, the Bills again, prime time. The Bills are getting primetime matchups every week, and rightfully so. Like they're right there at number
They are
3 for me in the
fun.
AFC.
They are fun. They
Yeah,
could be
they're-
better than the Steelers. I wouldn't be shocked if the Bills win this game, and I wouldn't be shocked if they win it by a good margin.
All right. Let's move on to
So yeah, the
Crown de la
last two,
Crown.
Bills, 49ers, Cowboys, Ravens were the last two that rounded off the.
I don't care about
Yeah,
it.
just going into
Ravens.
next
Hold
week.
on. Before
I
we
gained a
before
one
we,
game.
No, I know.
before we
I gained
skip
a
over
one
the
game.
Ravens,
I'm up 3, so
Yeah.
we can go into week 14 and any other headlines we want to take care of.
Before we skip over the Ravens, Lamar looked great in that game. I understand it's the Cowboys.
And it's coming off of COVID, which I think was the biggest concern of how he would be, because Cam wasn't right for like the first couple weeks.
He looked like last year's version of Lamar, like the way he was cutting and like the way he was running downfield. Like he looked like last year's Lamar, which he hasn't at any point this season.
And then you figure you get Mark Andrews back, like that offense. You lose Des Bryant in a weird situation.
Heartbreaker. Yeah, that sucks.
Weird. Tuesday night, everyone lives for a Tuesday night football game, and then to just get it snatched from you against your former team.
If I'm a conspiracy theorist, it seems like they
just
pulled
so
him
odd
out because of it. Like he was fine, and then all of a sudden game time, they're like, yeah, we're gonna have to randomly test you, and then you're positive. Like it's not like you've been running tests for the past 2 weeks because your whole team is full of COVID,
right?
And then all of a sudden to like that day, and nobody else,
weird.
Just him.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Okay. Let's talk about it. We didn't talk about it. Mauro?
What do we want to talk? Giants?
I do.
All right,
I didn't put it in. I didn't put it in there. I didn't put it in there. So I will let somebody else take the lead.
Is it because the Giants defense is a top 5 unit in the league, or is it because Seattle shit the bed? Or is it
Seattle
both?
shit the bed? Russ looked like garbage.
Yeah.
He was terrible. He couldn't complete a goddamn thing.
Weeks.
Oh my god. He went from MVP candidate to not even in the radar anymore. Like that guy is not in the race. I'm sorry. There's so many quarterbacks that are better than him this year. It's embarrassing.
You know who should win MVP?
Josh Allen.
No.
Colt McCoy?
No.
Yes. If he wins out, yeah, I'd give it to Colt McCoy. Fuck it. Because good lord.
Joke,
all right. Who? If you're gonna pick MVP right now, who would you pick? Pat Mahomes and be boring? Yuck.
Yeah, no, I don't want.
Mahomes is the boring.
I don't think
Pat Mahomes has so many weapons.
It's not even fair.
Like,
he's the best tight end in the league, and he has one of the best wide receivers. Like, get the fuck. And then he has Andy Reid.
Don't get me wrong. I think Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, but he's tremendously overrated for what he does.
Okay, I don't think he's overrated.
He's the best quarterback in the NFL. Don't get me wrong.
I think his value is.
But like we
hype
him up, like
because like Matt Stafford will make the same play in Detroit where nobody's watching and nobody says boo. I get that.
Like there was one where he like threw back across his body last week, and they showed it like 15 times as if he did something incredible. I'm like, that's a routine pass in the NFL. He threw it up the middle of the field.
Okay.
I'm like, let's relax.
So who's you guys pick? I have mine. I know mine. Anyone want to?
You're gonna stick to who you said at the beginning of the season, and honestly I might be with you on it.
Who?
Josh Allen.
I was right on that earlier, but like,
I think
I don't know. Like,
I wouldn't hate it.
Aaron Rodgers. I fucking hate the Packers too, but
looking back, I think Derrick Henry. No, Aaron Rodgers.
Why not?
I mean, the team wins when he's good, but he hasn't been good very often.
Hold on. I still think like if we're talking purely value to his team,
right?
I think Derrick Henry provides more.
Like sure, but you know that's not
Derrick Henry was. Derrick Henry had a closer shot last year than he had this year.
I know.
If you're gonna give it to a running back, it's Dalvin Cook.
I mean, he's got the 2 receivers like help opening up the offense,
but he's got Kirk Cousins trying to do it.
But
can't.
I mean,
but no, I don't. I think it's probably Aaron Rodgers.
Did they give it to Gurley a couple years back when he tore up the league?
No.
Unless he's doing what Gurley did, and even then they didn't give it to Gurley.
Yeah.
He had a better shot.
CMC last year was just carrying that team and wasn't even close.
They didn't make the playoffs.
They
didn't make the playoffs.
No. And, man, there's a chance that Derrick Henry doesn't either.
They're
in a wild card spot.
No, they're not. They lead the division.
They drop behind. I thought they dropped behind.
They lead the division. They lead division.
So
they have the same.
What are they? Are they 8-4?
They're both 8-4. Yeah, they're both 8-4.
But they're tied. Yeah, they're tied.
Yeah. Let's go on to this week. What's the matchup?
Yeah, and I believe they play each other. We'll get to that.
Okay, hold on. We're not just skipping.
Oh no, they don't. They don't.
They Giants like that.
Oh,
this isn't like. Can you have a more embarrassing loss if you're the fucking Seahawks right now? Like not like your team's a question already. Like nobody knows what they are. Like they haven't been good in a lot of games this year. You go up against the Giants without their starting running back, without their starting quarterback, and they're just not good this year, and you get fucking embarrassed in your
They didn't
like,
score.
it was at home
They
too. Was
gave
it
up
not?
almost 200 yards on the ground.
Like, oh my god. But
Hey,
to who?
Whose division is it to lose right
without
now?
the Giants' leading rusher on the year,
Like,
they gave up 200,
oh my
almost
God.
200 yards.
It's just embarrassing.
Hey, hold
Like,
on. I think Gallman's been good, and then
Yes,
Morris
yes,
told it.
man.
Like it's not running back's like the most replaceable position in the league. Like it really
you
is.
say that.
Andrew
but-
Thomas has been really good. Also,
Yeah.
He's come in ever
Yeah.
since week 10. The offensive
Yeah.
line has really come into their own, and
Yeah.
the Giants have been like top 5 in the league in
Yeah.
terms of rushing since that
Yeah.
week 10 switch around with the whole.
Mhm.
Everybody
offensive
runs
line
with the
coach.
whole like running backs are so replaceable, and like they used
are.
Mike Davis as an example. Mike Davis had 2 good games and then
Yeah,
shit
then
the
the-
bed the rest of the way. He's
right, but-
not been good.
but wouldn't
Like,
but
There's
It's a
some
luxury-
guys that
it's a-
can't
no,
be
it's not-
replaced.
He's right in that it's a luxury position to have.
There's
though.
it is.
yeah, there's some
Like a-
guys that just can't be replaced though. And
sure, but
Saquon's definitely one of those guys.
yes, I think it's more of a proponent of don't draft a top 10 running back.
Sure, but it's not. It's still if you have a running back that can do like if you took Dalvin Cook off the Vikings, that team's in trouble quick.
Right.
You take Derrick Henry off the Titans, that team's in trouble quick. It's
Right.
just
And
kind
that's
of
also
there's
that
some
goes to their play
guys.
style.
Yeah, but those are 2
Right.
second-round picks. That's my point.
Sure, no,
But
I don't.
that's
I don't.
also- you're
that's a
talking
different
about
argument.
two
I'm just
coaches
saying-
that love running the ball, Mike
Yeah.
Zimmer and
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel. Like,
Right.
Mhm.
That's just
But
goes to play
when you're
style.
when you're at that point, like if you have a running back that's good, that's that good. If you lose him, you're in trouble.
Okay. Whose division is it to lose?
right now.
Yeah. I think it's Washington's to
With
lose.
the
They just
with,
beat the best
with the,
team in
with
the
the
NFL.
schedule
That's
with the schedule left, it's Washington's to lose. The Giants are not in.
What's their
It's
schedule?
a tough schedule down the road.
The Giants have this week Arizona, Cleveland, Ravens, and the Cowboys.
I think they'll be
I-
tied.
I-
They'll probably be tied after this week still.
If the Giants are lucky, they go 2-2.
Right.
If they're lucky,
Mhm.
but I
And
think
hey,
it's 1
that might win the
3.
division still.
And that you basically need to bank on
I
everybody
can
else
see
in the
Washington
NFC
winning out.
losing out.
I
What's
could
their
see
schedule?
Washington winning out. Like they have
We
San
got the
Fran,
49ers.
Yeah.
Seattle, Carolina, Philly.
Yo, you're loud, Brent. Oh my
Sorry.
god. Okay.
Sorry, San Fran, Seattle, Carolina, Philly. Like that's a very winnable schedule.
Right.
And they just beat the Steelers, who, by record state, they've been the best team in the NFL. Like that Seattle offense is going to get shut down by a damn good Washington defense. San Fran, you never know what team's going to show up. Carolina, I love them, but they're not that good. And Philly, they're just garbage. So could they win out? Yeah. Could they lose out too? Sure.
Yeah.
But it's
Which is what the
a
Giants
schedule
would
that they
do.
can
Oh,
win
wait.
out on.
We didn't talk about. I mean, I guess we could talk about it later.
Hmm.
But Philly made a move at quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get to that definitely. Yeah,
Alright,
because
well,
We can
honestly,
talk about that when we get to their game.
Yeah.
shit on the NFC as much as you want. It is probably the most
Mm.
popular, if not the most banging fucking division in football right now.
Oh, it's great.
As shit
it's
as the
great. It's
teams
the
are.
only tight
Yeah,
one.
popularity wise, it's huge because you
There's-
got
But there's no other race.
3 big markets.
Like,
Maybe
what
one.
other race in the NFL are you watching?
Yeah,
Like,
they're
wow,
all
this
locked
is
up.
close.
I mean,
they're all
Indianapolis
over.
versus the Titans.
Yeah, but the
is-
loser of that will still make the playoffs, probably.
Yeah, it's the NFC East and the wild card races. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
None of the divisions are even close.
Yeah.
Right. Maura, let's go into the pick.
We'll get into week 14 and we'll talk about the little switcheroo at quarterback for the Eagles. So tomorrow's game, Thursday night, are Rams Patriots. It's
Rams
the
-5.
Rams are a favorite. This is what the rematch of 2 years ago Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot has changed.
yeah, a lot has changed.
Oh, a little
Quarterbacks
bit.
on one
entire
team are no
defense.
longer there.
I don't like. Am I wrong to say that this spread is too big?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, a lot.
I'm taking the Rams. Still.
Man,
No way.
The Patriots have been rolling.
Yeah, but I don't think that they're that good.
I don't either, but like they're just rolling through teams right now.
New
They're
England seems like
finding
a
ways
college,
to win. It's
New
weird.
England-
They're just
New England
they're
seems
using,
like a college team right now. Like they have their system, and if their
Mhm.
system works, then they're going to control the clock,
Mhm.
Yeah.
run the ball out, and then if they're at the goal line, Cam's going to run in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's literally their system.
I don't know if I have enough confidence in them to pick them, but like there's a damn good chance that they walk away with this game just because like they're definitely a Bill Belichick coach team because they look like they're just using everybody and doing like the easy plays that just get them yards.
This is just a total game that Jared Goff just fucks up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna
It
take the Rams, but like
I'm gonna take like this isn't one that I'm confident in taking New England just because of they've been inconsistent. They obviously haven't been healthy to this point, but they're getting there. But I still don't trust it.
I'm gonna take the Rams, but I could change by game time.
Is Cam Akers a running back now? Like, are they just gonna feed him more?
They seem to be. They said they're gonna run him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Henderson had a couple touchdowns. I don't know.
Yeah, Henderson got involved. Akers is the one leading the running backs in touches, and I think that's what really
it just worries me.
It's
like,
the curveball in the offense because they're a running dominant offense, and they have 3 different guys that can do it, and you don't really know how to prepare for that.
No.
So, we all got as it stands. Then I got Rams for everybody.
Rams.
Yeah. Getting into Sunday's games, Giants, Cardinals. 2-point favorite on the road for the Cardinals.
I'm taking the Cardinals, so bet on the Giants.
I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals because we are historically wrong with every pick we do with them, and I'm hoping that this holds true. I'm hoping this holds true.
Cardinals. I wanted to take them so bad.
Just take the Giants, dude. I
No.
haven't been
You
right on
wanted
the
to-
Cardinals.
No,
They're gonna win.
I'm taking the
I'm
Cardinals.
putting a guarantee on
I'm
it.
taking the Cardinals.
You're
I'm
wrong.
not falling for
You're
it.
wrong.
No, maybe I will be wrong. I mean,
That's
then
not the
we're all
one to
wrong.
bet on, but
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now, the Giants
there's
are
not a
winning this
game in the world that I would bet the Giants on this year.
I think I bet them twice.
Yeah, I probably have too, but
I
I'm
think I
not.
bet them on the spread last week too. I did bet them on the spread actually. So
Next one. Texans Bears. I looked at the matchups earlier in the day.
hard.
We got a
Texans.
couple of
Texans.
toughies.
Texans.
The Bears are losing me.
I don't know what to
Boy,
think of the
Bears.
Bears.
They're not very.
I
good.
might want to take them just if. Is Nick Foles playing? I'm looking on my phone. Is Nick Foles going to be back?
Ooh.
Because I want to
still
take the
take him.
Bears.
I'm
I'd
still
still take
taking the
them.
Texans. The
Yeah.
Texans have looked better lately. They should have won that game last week.
Yeah.
They literally had a fumble from the center that blew them the game, or they would have won it. Like Deshaun Watson from the 8 is probably going to get that in at some point with 3 downs to play.
Mm-hmm. Morrow.
Cleared for week 13. Fuck it. I'll take the Bears.
That's definitely a switchable. That is definitely a switchable.
confident.
What's the next game?
Next. Titans Jags. Titans are
Titans.
7.5-point favorites
Titans.
on the road.
Titans.
I don't
Keep
think we
them,
disagree.
Yeah,
on
the
any
Jags
of
look
it.
good, but I don't trust them that much.
I'm betting on long neck Mike Glennon.
He looked
Giraffe
great though.
looking ass.
Like
giraffe
he had a couple.
looking ass.
Actually, he had a lot of really bad drives, but he had a couple drives where the guy looked good.
Okay.
Broncos
Not
Panthers.
good enough.
I don't have the
Panthers.
spread for this one. If you guys want to help me out on that.
If it's off the board. It's if
That's probably
McCaffrey
what.
if
Yeah,
McCaffrey plays, I'm taking Carolina. If he doesn't,
I
let
think
me-
that's fair for everybody.
DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel both have COVID. So does Shaq Thompson, and like a list of like 7 guys. I forgot about that.
if Christian McCaffrey
know.
plays, I'm gonna take Carolina. If he
That's
doesn't, I'm taking Denver.
I'm with Amir on that
I'm
one.
gonna roll Carolina either way because I don't have enough faith in the Broncos. I think they suck.
Yeah.
And Robbie Anderson still exists.
I
They're
mean,
not gonna stop
he hasn't
Mike
been
Davis
good
'cause they don't
since
have good
what week
defense.
like 6.
He's been average every week. Like
Yeah,
he gets
that's
yardage,
what-
he just doesn't put up
Yeah,
touchdowns.
but that's what Robbie Anderson is. He's an average ass receiver.
He's still. I'm pretty sure he's like top 10 in receiving yards. He just doesn't get touchdowns. They use Curtis Samuel so much in the red zone. It's,
They do, yeah.
it's crazy.
What's the next game?
Cowboys Bengals. Cowboys 3.5-point favorite. If this was Joe Burrow starting, I would
Oh,
honestly
100%.
yeah.
Take me favorite.
Yeah.
Mixon's out.
I'm taking the Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys.
Yeah. Same here. Chiefs Dolphins.
Chiefs.
Unless any of you
Chiefs.
guys have any brilliant ideas, I think it's safe
Nope.
to say we all go across the board with
I'm
Chiefs.
not betting against
Who
the
Miami
Chiefs.
play last week?
Miami,
Miami
they
played.
almost lost to the Bengals at one point, and they came back.
They won 17-9
Great.
against the Bengals.
Great.
They were down like 9-6 or something like that.
Hey, Tua played well. 26 for like 36 or something. That's good.
Vikings, Buccaneers. I'll go
Buccaneers.
Tampa.
Yeah. Easy.
Here's a tough one. Colts and Raiders. Two teams that we never know what the fuck they are on
Colts.
any given week.
Colts.
They're favorite on the
Jacobs?
road.
Colts favorite on the road.
Is Jacobs back?
No,
I will look to that.
I don't think so.
I
They're
don't
saying-
think he is.
Gruden said he'd be surprised if he is back. So it's a tough.
Oh no, their best playmaker gone. Sounds
Yeah.
like it's the Colts for me.
Yeah.
Give me the
Indeed.
Raiders.
Wow.
They're gonna need
Okay.
an underdog anyway, so give me the Raiders.
Yeah, I might
Yes.
switch it if I need one.
Unless you guys want to take this next one, I got
Nope.
the Jets and Seahawks.
What's the spread?
Minus 13 and a half. I'd still
13
take
and
the
a half.
Seahawks. Actually, you know what? The Jets.
I
have a
would
good
take the
defense
Jets
lately.
on the spread.
I'd
I don't
still
trust.
take the
I don't trust the Seahawks to win by 13 and a half.
This is a
after that
fantasy
performance.
This is a fantasy manager's dream
Is it?
right now. If you have Russ and or Metcalf, like, are you not laughing at this? Hoping, wow, this is like my shot to get into
Yeah,
the
but
semis.
doesn't it seem that like the same thing that happened last week to where they just shit the bed again?
But the Giants actually have a decent defense.
I mean,
DK
Quinn Williams
Metcalf.
was good last week.
I'd just like
Yeah.
to point out,
Wow.
DK Metcalf is my least favorite player in the entire NFL.
Why?
Mhm.
You're
I
such
can't
a.
stand
I don't
that
get your
fucking
point.
guy.
I don't get.
He's
get
an
your point.
asshole. The guy's
He's
huge.
not.
He's an absolute monster, but he plays like a bitch. Like he'll
So
just
what?
like he'll like hit guys after the whistle and then run away like a little bitch. I'm so sick of it. He's done it
I do.
2 weeks in a row. So done with it. The guy plays soft as fuck. It's embarrassing.
Big NFC
I can't
North
agree.
affair.
He's a
Packers,
bitch.
Lions.
Packers.
Packers
yeah.
across.
Yeah.
Falcons, Chargers. Falcons are a 2.5-point favorite on the road. The Chargers can never win a game. I will
I'm
go
not
with
taking the
Atlanta.
Chargers. I'm never taking the Chargers. Do it. Do it.
See, this is one of those ugly
I
games.
know the
that,
Falcons have looked bad. They've been better lately, but
I wouldn't even blame Amir if he did, because
I know, right?
These
I
are,
would.
these are two teams you
I
never
would.
know what they're bringing you on a given.
did they
day.
not just get shut out by the Patriots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but look, Eckler's back.
Eckler's been back.
No, he was like last week was
Was
his
Second week.
Yes, I know it's his second week, but also like this was the first week that he was actually like involved.
Were they missing?
I don't know.
They were not good.
Huh?
No, Julio was back. Julio played.
Is Julio
Did
back?
he?
He played last week.
Did he? Okay, so then yeah, I have no
Pretty sure he had a
issue
touchdown.
going with. Yeah,
If,
I'll go
if
with
I
that.
need
man.
if I need an underdog, I'm taking the Chargers. Put down the Chargers for now.
You'll go Chargers.
Actually, no. Give
no.
me sure, give me a. I might switch by Sunday, but I have two underdogs then.
Keep in mind you need an underdog still.
Well, that is the
Um,
underdog.
But yeah,
But I'll
if you
put down
switch,
another-
no.
I got another one. Yeah.
Brant, who are you taking?
Not the Chargers.
Not the Chargers. Okay, perfect. Not the
Yeah, no,
Chargers.
fuck that.
Saints, Eagles. Are we
Saints.
all going?
Hey, Jalen Hurts.
Saints. Yeah, I guess we can speak about that now. First start for Jalen Hurts.
It doesn't matter. I hope he gets lit up because I feel so
Why?
bad for. I feel so bad for Carson Wentz, man. The team
Fuck
sucks.
that.
The team sucks.
I hope Jalen balls out because that'd be
Man,
hilarious.
for his sake, I hope he does. But for
Two
Carson
quarterbacks
Wentz's
that can't-
sake,
It's
they
two quarterbacks
suck.
that can't throw in this game. Taysom
they
Hill can't throw.
suck. The team sucks. There's like, what do you want him to do, man? Like, polish a turd. It's still a turd. He's got no one to throw to. There's no run. Like, your fucking running back is Boston Scott.
I mean, Miles
Oh.
Sanders.
Do they not have Sanders?
And he hasn't been good either. He's been hurt and not good. Like, it's just the O-line is terrible. It's a piece of Swiss cheese. They allow more sacks than any team in the NFL. And yes, Carson Wentz hasn't moved out very much, but like he's attacked every single play. They
No
suck.
one told you to start Carson Wentz and Miles
They
Sanders. Okay,
suck. I don't have either of them.
no.
Oh.
One of the guys in the chat.
They suck.
Yeah,
They
Saints
suck.
easy.
Brutal.
I've already got in 1 weeks because honestly, not in fantasy purposes.
I don't.
He had, and it goes to the point of they don't have an O line, but I hate the whole he doesn't have weapons because they've gone out and drafted guys. I know we've gone over this, but like I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on he doesn't have any time, but like he has the weapons.
Okay,
They just
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. They still don't
I
have the O
hate
line.
hearing he doesn't
They
have
don't- they
weapons
still-
because he does.
They still don't have the O line though. But they don't have the O
No,
line.
but not many teams do. Not many teams do though.
Who are these weapons?
That's due to injury. It's not as
Rager's
and
been hurt, but he's back now.
Arcega Whiteside and Jalen Rieger are both top 2 picks, which are easily rosterable players in their first year.
In their NFL career, have they looked that good? No. They haven't been good receivers. They're
Fulham
not
was a guy that they found up
a
the scrap
WR3
heap.
on any team.
Goddard's good, but he's been hurt. Ertz has been shit, and he's still hurt.
And he was hurt.
Sanders has been garbage.
But when healthy,
Outside of,
those
like,
are
a
two of
couple
the those
Sure.
are 2 tight end dreams for any quarterback.
Sure,
in the
but they're
league.
not
They
there.
haven't been healthy.
And
I
O-line-
understand that.
And they
but I'm
haven't had the
saying-
O line all year. So I can feel for Carson Wentz, but also like it's the right move to make right now.
Sure, don't
'Cause
get
why
me
put
wrong.
him-
No,
I-
I'm with that.
Why
can
put
you
him
keep-
through this?
Exactly. Yeah. And okay, so and you're owed if he's not on the team next year, that's $40 million.
Yeah, it's nuts.
He's owed like
and then the
60
year
within the
after
next
it's
2 years in
23.
dead cap space. Yeah, I heard about
so
that.
you can't. Like he's your guy, but you're just not putting them out there to the Wolves against the Saints this week.
Hey, if Jalen does great, good for him, but I don't see it coming.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
He's a good
Yeah.
quarterback.
Next, we got the football team and we got the 49ers.
Football team.
Football team.
I'm going with
I'm
I need
riding
the,
with the
I need
football
the
team,
49ers to win. I need the 49ers to win, so I'm taking them.
Okay. I'm riding the football team for the rest of the year, man.
I'm
That
riding
team
the
is good.
team. I'm riding the
Chase
team
Young.
that will put my team in the playoffs.
And relax.
So-
Man, riding that team.
Okay. The Sunday night's gonna be
Sunday night's a
Interesting.
good one because the Steelers are actually the underdog going
Underdog.
into the game.
Wow.
And I don't know
Going the
how to
Bills.
feel about this because the
I'm
Bills
not
looked
taking
good.
Steelers.
Bills.
Steelers.
Bills.
Steelers.
Bills.
I don't need another underdog.
I got 3.
So don't take one. Ride with the team that's going to win it.
I'm gonna switch one of these underdogs before game time for sure. Because I got 3.
And I would be the decider here. Fuck.
They
I'm
are
really torn
pretenders.
with this because the Bills look good and the Steelers are coming off a game
They're
that
pretenders.
they should have
The
won.
Steelers are pretenders.
I don't think they're pretenders.
They're
Their record is
pretenders.
their record's inflated, but they're not a bad team.
No.
Okay.
If
If they lose in the first round, I'm not going to be surprised. They're pretenders.
Has
They're
Josh
not a good
Allen
team.
shit the bed yet this year?
Yes.
That
Twice.
concerns me. Against who?
What was that one game where he had like 100 yards?
When Josh Allen is bad, he's
Oh,
bad.
he's
And
bad,
I
bad.
think
He
it's-
had that
I-
game already this year.
And I think that he could have another one this week.
He's had 2 this year. Let me find them.
fuck it, I'll take the Bills.
Attaboy. Way to pick with
Ravens,
your head.
Browns to round off the week.
Nice.
You say Ravens, Browns?
Yeah. Ravens favored by 1.
On the road. So basically a pick 'em.
I mean, they're saying that they like Baltimore more. Like if Baltimore's at home, they'd be a bigger favorite.
Baltimore doesn't pick off the ball very much. And that's the one thing that's been Baker's downfall so far.
I think Marcus Peters might get one this week.
I'll go Baltimore just to lead us off.
Same.
Man, I went against you guys on it last week, so I'll pick the Browns again for fun. I think they're good. I think it's a
Yes.
closer game than it should be. I don't know. The Browns defense is really good. It's really good at stopping the run. So
I don't think that either team are good.
no, I think they're both playoff teams.
Is Calais
Neither of them
Campbell
scare
back?
me in the playoffs. Not sure.
Me and Amir are separated by 3 games
And
heading into
I
this,
either
and we
make 'em
differ,
up
when we
or-
differ on 3 games.
Yep.
Pittsburgh.
Well, I took all
Football
favorites because he's
team.
boring.
It was the
do you mean
Tennessee
all-
game.
I took Chicago.
Oh, okay. So we differ on. But I took the underdog of Washington. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That's our
Nice.
NFL Week 14.
Nice.
Unless we got any other headlines, I guess we can move on.
I think that's it. I didn't write
I
anything.
don't have it in me to bring up the next topic, Brant. So you can.
Where are we going to?
You see what's
Oh no. So what was it, 2 weeks ago? Logan Paul decided he was going to call out the greatest boxer of all time. It was a joke. It was hilarious. I thought it was laughable. I thought it would blow over and that'd be the end of it. No, apparently not. Floyd Mayweather accepted a fight with Logan Paul. I don't remember the date that's going on, but it's going down. How do you feel?
Okay. Do you want me to put a damper on this? I think that this
depending on
fight
what
goes.
your damper
I think
is.
there's two ways. I think this fight goes two ways.
Mhm.
Why did Floyd take this fight?
Because
Money.
he's the greatest
'Cause
boxer
it's
of
a
all
No,
time.
money.
yeah,
No,
because it's
money,
literally
money.
it's a big cash.
Money.
It's a cash out.
Now, does he need money so bad that he takes a dive because it's an exhibition match and lose to Logan Paul?
No, because he never gets hit.
I think that's a possibility. I think that's one outcome.
Name who's
The other
ever
outcome-
squared up Floyd Mayweather.
No. I'm saying that's one outcome. I'm saying that's
Okay.
one outcome because that
Sure.
gets a bunch of clicks.
Sure.
They'll make so much money off that. It's stupid.
Yep.
Completely possible.
Okay.
The other one is he just gets waxed.
Who? Floyd?
Floyd waxes Logan. What do you
Oh,
mean?
I thought
What
you
gets
meant
more?
Floyd was
What
gonna
gets
be
more?
waxed. Like,
What gets more clicks after? I feel like even though because it's one of the Paul brothers, regardless
Logan gets
of the
knocked the
outcome,
fuck
it gets so
then
much
that's gonna
coverage
be-
anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think Floyd takes a loss. That guy loves his legacy. He's
Yeah.
not about to have his only professional
Right.
loss to be to a
Right.
fucking YouTuber.
Well, it's not a professional. It's not a professional.
Oh, it doesn't go on his record?
No, because it's an exhibition.
Yes,
But are they? They're not wearing headgear, right? Like it's
No, this is
a
technically,
fight.
although an exhibition, it's an actual sanctioned like.
I think
you
they
know,
have to
full-
call it an
full-out fight.
exhibition because it's like a 40-pound weight difference and there's a whole bunch of other stuff to it. That's the only reason it's an exhibition fight.
Right.
It's an embarrassment. I'm sorry. Like, this is not a fight that should ever happen. We're talking about the greatest boxer of all time fighting someone who's 0-1 in his professional boxing career, and he lost to a fucking YouTuber.
Oh,
Like,
right.
you're not a fighter. Like, it's brutal. It's an embarrassment. Like, we're talking some of the greatest in the sport have lost to Floyd Mayweather.
Like I
and
said,
you're-
I don't care about this. It's not a story to me.
It's brutal.
It's nothing. Like
If you buy this, you're a clown.
Oh, I agree.
You're a clown. Like, you're just feeding into letting this happen.
I mean,
Fucking download
I
it
honestly
illegally.
find it entertaining though. Will I pay for it?
No, that's what I mean. Like, you know what? Go ahead.
No.
Go
But they don't
ahead
need to
and
know that, but
go ahead and stream it. I don't. I like.
Yeah, like-
do not fucking pay for this thing. It's a
No.
joke.
like I take joy in watching them lose because like whatever, like I don't know, they're famous for what, doing stupid shit. Like keep doing stupid shit, but at least I get the fun of watching them lose at it. Like I don't know.
They
Like
don't.
I
They haven't
said,
lost.
It's either
the problem.
listen. It's either a dive and it's a money payout because Floyd's a fucking idiot and he's always broke, or
Yeah,
he
that guy
just
loves
waxes
to lose
him and
money.
then
Like regardless,
oh, you
the
know what?
thing
else?
is, whether
think
he
that
wins
the-
or loses, Logan Paul's getting publicity that nobody wants him to, so it's already set in stone.
If he gets his ass handed to him, I
What's
don't
the
think it's a good
what's
thing for him.
what's the odds on like Floyd just like making it a fight and just letting him like stay up
It's
for like
Every
bunch of
Floyd
rounds.
fight is looks like it's going to be a fight.
right?
But
It's
Floyd
gonna be a
goes for
10-round
defensive
fight.
style. He plays
Yeah.
defensive boxing.
Yeah.
He's
It's
gonna
gonna be
let
a
him tire
10-round
himself
fight.
out, and then he'll beat him on technicality. Like he's just
Yeah.
a technically sound boxer, and that's how he's always beat
And it's
guys
boring as shit.
in his career.
There's a reason why no one likes Floyd. One, he's an
Mm-hmm.
asshole. Two, he's a boring fighter.
This is a fight of two pieces of shit.
Yeah, right.
Like, you're just picking the better piece of shit right now. They
But
both
if you're a
fucking
boxing
suck as
fan,
human
fuck,
beings.
you better hope that Floyd doesn't do something
Oh.
stupid. Like
No.
you gotta hope, because like then their boxing is just a joke.
It's a joke.
Like it's already
It's
getting
it's
there.
already getting to a joke. If
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather loses to fucking Logan Paul, it's a joke.
As much of a joke we call it,
It's a joke.
this is the one thing that's getting people to watch the sport, and I think it helps.
'Kay.
It's kind of what Mike Tyson's saying. Like it's helping
No, right.
regrow the sport.
I
Like,
get it.
As
You're
stupid as
drawing-
it looks,
You're,
like
you're drawing a crowd, but like this is not changing my opinion on boxing.
Sure.
Because like
But it's
if
bringing
a
people-
random
it's-
YouTuber who never trained boxing before last year comes in and beats the
But it's
greatest
more
of all time,
But it's more people watching, right? Like
Sure.
no matter
like,
what.
money talks.
okay, but
ratings
because
talk,
this
it
happens,
doesn't
am I
matter
going to
what
go
people
watch
say.
Fury and Wilder next time? Probably not.
I mean, you should probably.
Probably not. Not because fucking Logan Paul came in and kicked the shit out of the greatest boxer of all time.
You don't know that though. You don't know that.
I know that for a fact. I won't give a shit about the rest of it because if the best guy in the sport can get his ass handed to him by a YouTuber, then why do I care about anybody else in that sport?
I think it's stupid, regardless. I think we all agree it's stupid.
Yeah, but
But
it's
we'll
also
probably watch.
sometimes
I'll
stupid
watch
is
it.
entertaining.
I'll watch.
And I'll be
Right?
frustrated as hell watching it too.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be just like the fucking Jake Paul fight. It was a joke.
Yeah. What do we have next?
You want to talk about the NHL?
Sure. I mean, I don't
Have you
really
seen the
wanna-
divisions?
They're doing the Canadian, the East,
Oh.
yeah.
So like the Canadian
Poor
one is
Buffalo. I saw it. Poor Buffalo.
oh man, not even just Buffalo. That whole fucking division.
Did you see that they didn't include Philly in one of the divisions?
Yeah,
on
that's really
SportsCenter.
funny.
Yeah,
I think it was ESPN did it.
yeah, on SportsCenter.
Hilarious. So the divisions. Let me see if I can find them here. Anyways, they split them up: Canadian, and then it's East, West, and Central. Right?
Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, Division 4.
Okay.
Now they've confirmed the realignment
Yeah.
tentatively.
Okay,
Have they confirmed the date? 'Cause I see it's
they said the
January 13th.
13th. I think it's still tentative, but it's there. So the divisions are as follows. First one, I'm sorry for any team that has to play in this, but you're looking at Boston, Buffalo, New Jersey, the Islanders, the Rangers, Philly, Pittsburgh, Washington. You're talking about 6 of last year's 8 playoff teams at the end of the year in one division. That's fucked.
Who's this year's top pick heading into the season? Because
Uh,
sounds a whole lot like Buffalo.
bro. Well,
I
New
don't know how-
Jersey's in
I
there
don't-
too, man. Like, you think New Jersey's going to compete? They're going to have like 3 wins. Their
Fair.
only wins this year might come against Buffalo because they have to play everyone in that division. You're
yeah,
not
that's
traveling.
what I mean. Like you can't travel outside of the division. You're only playing in division games.
I could give Buffalo a chance because they have Hall and Eichel playing together, and maybe Skinner comes back around. Their defense sucks. They're not going to be good, but they have a chance to win some games.
Yeah.
What gives you faith in New Jersey that they can win more than 5 games this year against that same division?
They play Buffalo however many times.
Yeah, I guess that's
That's
about
it.
it, right?
That's
Like,
about it.
you give them a chance in the Buffalo games, and even then it's 50-50. Like, it's
Whatever. They'll
tight.
sneak out. It's the NHL. Like I feel like there's a lot more parity in the sense that
Mhm.
teams can go out and win. But yeah, like Buffalo and New Jersey are definitely getting the short end of the stick with this realignment.
Yeah, because then you go from that, and then you have Carolina, Columbus, Detroit, Chicago, Florida, Minnesota, Nashville, and Tampa Bay. It's like 5 garbage teams, and then Carolina, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
That's just, it's brutal. I think they did a terrible job aligning this. And then the other one's Anaheim, Arizona, Colorado,
Yeah, it's just
Dallas,
well,
LA, San Jose, St. Louis, Vegas. Like, that one's fair. But, like, you have 2 that are, like, you're talking about probably 2 or 3 playoff teams that are going to miss it because that first division.
Go. The Canadian
now,
division
depends
is
on how they do
wait,
it,
is the Canadian division soft?
It's pretty soft.
Well, it's
Who's a good team in that division? Like, if in a regular year, what teams among that group make the playoffs?
Leafs,
Toronto?
Calgary.
none of those.
Cal-
The thing is,
See, this is
none
the
of
thing, you
those
get to-
teams end off as a
I
number
think
1
Calgary.
seed in a regular alignment.
No. Like, you're like, the Leafs have a chance every year, but they're not better than Tampa. Calgary, you never know what that team is. Edmonton's a wild card team at best. Montreal is not a playoff team.
Vancouver's in the mix.
Vancouver's not anymore. They
No,
lost
they
their
lost
goalie
Markstrom.
and pretty much everything else around them. I have no faith in that.
That's
team
why I
this
said
year.
Calgary. I think it's Toronto, Calgary.
Winnipeg. But
Winnipeg's
Winnipeg
close.
lose
Winnipeg
out.
could be.
Is Winnipeg close? Who's their
They
second line center? Brian Little's not their second
They
line
still
center.
they still have
Stastny?
they still have a top 3 goalie in the NHL.
Sure.
That's the only thing.
Is
Like,
Patrick
they're
Laine
not
good
gonna
anymore?
let it- Well, what Patrick Laine is going to show up? Who knows?
Yeah,
I don't know. But that's a soft division. You're right.
might be Wheeler playing second line center.
Yeah.
Maybe. But then
Scheifele line 1, Wheeler line 2.
Shifley me.
Shifley, Line,
I like
and
Shifley. I know his analytical
Wheelers.
numbers suck,
He's overrated.
O'Connor.
Yeah. On
Yeah.
his numbers. Yeah.
but I just like the way he plays. But like then you have a line of like what do you call it? Shifley, Ehlers, and Connor, and then line A, Wheeler, line 2.
I think in the other
It's not
divisions, like you
bad.
have
They've done it
It's,
before.
it's got a little bit of depth.
in the other divisions, there's teams that are just straight up bad. I like in the
Mhm.
West, it's soft. I think, honestly,
Yeah,
because
it's like there's 4.
I
The
don't,
4 at the
don't-
top are the 4 best in the West.
Yeah, but you have Sharks, Kings, Ducks,
Yeah.
Coyotes that are also all in there.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I know. They happen to have 4 of the best teams and then just dog shit after that.
right.
It's just the East one is just like it's a powerhouse. I feel so bad for
What
everyone.
were they looking at for their start date? Like end of January?
January
Middle?
13th is the supposed
middle.
start date. And I think it's a 57 game schedule, 58. I don't know the exact number on it. Should be interesting. I'm just glad to see that they might actually play. Who knows?
You guys want to know cup odds right now? According to Bet365.
All right, hit me.
Who do you think's there's 2 favorites?
Tampa?
Nope.
Vegas.
Vegas is one
Colorado.
of them. Colorado's the other.
Yeah.
Look at
I think
us.
that's,
High
I think
five
that's
to
a little
that.
surprising, isn't it?
I was gonna say I like Colorado. I don't see them as my cup favorite, but
Right? Like I think
Their
the
depth is
division
not
helps.
scary.
I think the division is what helps them
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
But they've been there for a while. Like they've been at that cup favorite spot for a few months now, and I don't know why. I love Colorado. I really like Nate McKinnon, but I just outside of their top 2 lines, I'm just like they're good, but they're not what Tampa was last year, and they're not what a lot of cup teams have been the last few years.
I'll go through the top 5.
Mhm.
Colorado plus 700, Vegas plus 700, Tampa plus 800, Boston plus 1200, Toronto plus 1300.
Might be a hot take, but Boston might not make the playoffs.
Who's in the division? And how
That's
many
that-
make it?
That's that fucking powerhouse division. I don't know. That's the thing. Is like depending on how many teams get out of there. Like we're talking, the Islanders could still be a playoff team just because they're coached so well. The Rangers look really good after you add Lafreniere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Philly was great in the playoffs last year, and then you have Pittsburgh, Washington. Pittsburgh's just constantly good. I know they made some dumb moves, but any team that has Sidney Crosby still has a chance. And then Washington, who's a powerhouse.
Is this the year Washington crumbles a little bit? Like just think of it logically. You lose
They're
you
getting
lose
older.
Volpe, like he was obviously shit last
It's a
year.
blessing in disguise.
But still, I mean maybe. But do you trust what's his
Ilya Samsonov.
Samsonov
Samsonov.
and Henrik Lundqvist.
do you
I trust Henrik Lundqvist a little bit
do
behind that
you
defense.
for
But in a
all the
year,
games?
in a year like this, like where they're
What
already up
defense, though?
against it with this kind of alignment, I feel like
He's the
now's a
backup,
good
though.
time just to see what you
Yeah,
have
what
in this
defense?
kid.
What defense?
Sure. Man, he was so good last year. Like Samsonov.
he was great,
He
Yeah.
took the starting job, and he was great when he started. And then you have King Hank behind him, who like maybe he's not what Henrik Lundqvist was 5
but
years
if you're
ago.
in a,
Still
if
a
you're in
great
a,
mentor to have behind a
Still
kid
an
who might not have
incredible
all his
veteran.
confidence yet.
absolutely,
Exactly.
but if you think of it as Samsonov doesn't perform up to snuff, and then Henrik it has to play more, then you're fucked. You're fucked.
Sure, but you also score a shit ton of goals because that offense is lethal.
Sure, but
It's
I don't
Va-
think
it's
that
the new,
I don't
it's
think
the
that
new
defense
version
is,
of
I don't think that
Vasilevsky.
I don't think that defense is great though.
Not defensively, no.
Yeah, but that's what you said. They're good defensive. I'm like, what?
No, I said they're not good defensively,
Oh.
but their offense is lethal.
Right.
I feel like this is just Tampa from a couple years ago when they moved on from Ben Bishop, and it's like, okay,
So
we're
it's
putting
a
our trust in this
like,
first round pick kid.
It's a year that we feel it out.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be good. And Samsonov looked great
I think he's
last
the
year.
real deal. Like he's
I
looked
think
good.
No, I know.
He's-
You look.
He could arguably be a top 10 goalie in the next few years.
Carolina's surprisingly low, aren't they? Like they're plus 2,000.
Their goaltending situation is yikes.
Right.
That's just their forwards are incredible, but like
Fair.
the goaltending just sucks.
I don't think we have anything more on hockey.
Nope.
So we want to go to. So I see that you have MLB won't have universal DH in 2020. So that what they had said was they're plan with the mindset of not having it.
Okay.
So it's like a wink, wink. We're probably not going to, but like,
Okay.
why?
Dude, like how many times do you want to screw up if you're Rob Manfred? This is a fucking slam dunk. Nobody is out here complaining about the universal DH.
No one.
No one. Why is this the one thing you want to die on?
Nope. I don't know.
Fuck, this guy just why? Why can't you do one thing right in your time here as commissioner? It's embarrassing, man. So sick of it. It's so easy. Fuck. Whatever. I hate it. I hate it. You want to talk about the Jays again?
Sure.
Do you want to have the same conversation with the Jays again?
Okay. So to refresh it, I'll listen to your angle for The one way that I can see this happening, obviously, like there was a leak this week, or someone reported it, that the Indians would want Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in.
But they're interested in a Lindor deal with Toronto. Was the
Right,
main
right.
aspect.
No shit. But I think it's interesting from that perspective. The one way I can like almost guarantee Toronto does it is if they miss out on Springer, LeMay or LeMahieu,
You got to
and
miss
like
on your.
exactly. I don't
Yeah.
think it's you're signing Springer and then you're doing Lindor also.
No,
Like I think that's.
no. I don't know. Like if you hit on.
If you sign
Springer,
Springer, then that makes
Lourdes is
Lourdes
expendable.
expendable. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
this is
they
something
either-
they do beforehand.
I think it's
as
either they
opposed to-
ball the fuck out
Mhm.
or they miss and then get Lindor, or one of like Chris Bryant, maybe
Yeah.
even Nolan. Like
I don't know if you saw Ben. I'm assuming you saw Ben Nicholson Smith's tweet where he was ranking like what the Jays. It seems like the Jays think their needs are.
it's
What do you rank their needs at right now? Because it wasn't what I thought.
pitching.
That's what I
starting
thought,
pitching
too.
one.
Yeah,
But I think you can like find starting pitching. Like if the Jays go out and they get
I think they have it, but it's just really young.
sure.
I don't know if you're
eventually-
looking
I
at
don't
an
know.
impact arm for
All right,
5 years.
Like I think it's easier maybe to. I don't think pitching is as big of a need, but also it is a clear need. I don't see position player as a massive need that they have, but I would say okay, fine. Third base if with DJ, like a solid positional player
Mhm.
is one.
Yeah.
And then
See,
pitching.
this is
pitching,
what Ben Nicholson Smith
Ben
said too, right? They
bullpen.
want an
That's it.
impact pitcher or impact player first, and then starting pitching, and then bullpen
Mhm.
help.
Right.
To me, it's just like I don't think you need an impact starting player, but obviously it helps. Like if
I
the
think they-
opportunity's there, go for it.
I think they need one. I do.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's-
think you need one starting pitcher. I don't think they need like a
I agree.
plethora of starting pitchers to come off the thing. But I think if you get one big name, it helps.
It's been said like John Morosi went on Timothy. He was like, if the Jays could add one guy, they would want George Springer. And I'm like, I don't think that's my guy, but like I get it. The one guy I want is DJ. I want DJ to play
I
third
think
base and then we
he's the
call it a
best
day.
option. I give him the
Like-
entire checkbook.
I agree. You
If you're
sign
going
him.
position player. I give him the checkbook.
Agreed. And then like if you have money for Paxton or Odorizzi, you do that. Maybe you trade for Joe Musgrove because like there was the leak that they wanted. The Pirates wanted Alejandro Kirk back. Maybe there's a deal. Like I saw the Athletic had an article where it'd be like Gabriel Moreno and maybe Deshaun Brown for a guy like Musgrove, and I'd be totally down. Like that's a 4, and maybe there's upside for that he could be like a third starter. And then maybe you even and then fill up the bullpen. Like I know that they also had an article today talking about like they could reunite with Liam Hendricks because his girlfriend or his wife's from Montreal and stuff. So I'm like, hey, maybe that's possible. But I'm not as big of a fan as that, just because like it's so much money to spend
I'm a big fan.
on a bullpen arm.
He's so good, dude. Though.
I think I'd rather have Brad Hand. I don't know,
Sure, it's cheaper. Why not?
right? And then lefty also.
Well, what's his name? Hendricks also just got announced as the MLB All First Team reliever.
Exactly,
Him and
yeah.
what's his name from Tampa there?
Hand was the second team, so like such a
So
downgrade.
it's like apples to oranges.
But that's why it makes no sense that Cleveland declined the option and then just wouldn't have like no team wanted to pay Brad Hand $10 million. Was that
That's weird.
like really? I don't.
Relievers are just
1
strange, man. Like they fall apart really quick. Like you go from like Andrew Miller's a prime case of it. The guy was the best reliever in the MLB,
Right.
and then was just average after that.
Mhm. Fair.
How far out do you think any of their young arms coming up are? Like how does that push the needle?
I don't think that any of
them
the-
don't need a starter.
So like Simeon with Richardson, I think he, from being like a competent everyday starter, I think it's not this year, but I think it's next year.
Okay.
So I think they need AR.
Do
Period.
you think Manoah's close enough to pitch this year?
I think he's close enough to pitch in the pen. I don't think like same
You
with.
don't think he'd be a starter?
I don't think not a starter this year. I don't think so at least.
Who was the other?
Klopfenstein,
too, but I don't
he's
think
far.
he's
He's
further
20.
away than.
Yeah.
But then you also have guys like Kay and Thornton and who else is-
Baraki.
Baraki.
Like they have a bunch of 4A guys right now in the pen
Mhm.
that one of them could hit, but like I don't think you can rely on that.
I think Baraki has hit.
So now you believe in Baraki. Remember
He
when
had
you
a
said
really
you
good
would
year
take-
last year, man.
Remember
Like,
when you
maybe
hold
okay.
on, no,
You know what?
no. Remember when we were like, oh, we had to die on one hill.
Yeah.
You said you were taking Trent Thornton, and I took.
I still
Brocky.
like Trent Thornton, but he's
I
hurt.
know. I've never liked Trent Thornton.
I think
But he
Ryan
can't throw
Barucki, I think he could be a very good Andrew Miller.
Okay.
Is what I think he could be. Is like that, not like a long reliever guy, but a
That's where you say a
solid
poor
impact
man's Andrew
reliever.
Miller.
What's that?
That's where you say a poor man's Andrew Miller because you're
I
like,
don't
you give me a really good Andrew Miller. Come on.
Not
Let's
like a
settle-
really. I think he could be Andrew Miller. Is what I mean. Like, I think
that's
he
like-
could play
Andrew
that.
Miller had like Andrew Miller was one of the best
Yeah,
relievers.
That's
like, he had
that's
one
what
of
I
the
meant.
best
Is like
runs.
he could be really good at being Andrew Miller. Is what I meant to say. Like I
Okay.
think that's a perfect role for him. Is like
Sure,
that
yeah,
impact
yeah.
reliever that can
that
just
comes in a
even
tight game. Right.
Mhm.
Fair.
play. He could pitch
Multiple
2 or 3
inning guy.
innings if you need it.
That's fair. You could do an impression. Fair.
I like that.
But that's not a starter, right?
No,
Like you could talk me into them going cheap on bullpen arms again. Like you could.
Yep.
I'd rather you maybe got like a hand so that you have one solid guy.
Yeah.
Back there because I can't handle
they
162.
lost,
I can't handle 162 games of Rafael Delis. I can't do it.
I don't have that much time.
Yeah.
It's brutal. They also lost AJ Cole, right?
Right.
They didn't.
And
They
then
non-tendered him.
Anthony Bass was a free agent, so like,
Mhm.
but then you have Delis, you have Sean who was better like late in the year.
Mhm.
Romano's coming back,
Romano's dirty.
and then you got K, Baraki.
You have so
Rick
many young
Foley.
arms you could fill the like. Even you get Manoa.
Yeah.
Maybe you have Simeon Woods Richardson at the end of the year, like a September call-up type deal.
I think it's impact bat, ideally at third base.
Okay.
And then,
So DJ.
oh, DJ's the guy. The one bad thing is he hits righty. Oh, huh.
Cool.
That's
He
really
still hits
the-
lefties, or he still hits righties.
I don't understand some of these
He hits
predictions though.
everybody.
Like some people are like, I don't know if you know Jim Bowden of the Athletic, but the buddy he's a front office insider. He doesn't know fucking dick. He's literally projecting like DJ at 3 years, 58 million. Are you nuts? I can see 4 years, 100 at mid.
Mhm.
Like, am I crazy to say 25
No.
million for
The
4
guy
years?
is an MVP candidate
Yeah,
for the past 2 seasons. Like he's at his peak.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
Oh, the one.
Oh, tough break.
Okay. The one thing I'm worried about. Oh, am I
Your
echoing?
mic's messed up in Zencaster.
Okay, let me fix that. I don't think I can fix it. That's tough.
Well,
Rip.
yeah,
I was going to interject here.
Yeah, go for it.
Question I have is the free agency period is open at the moment, right? Like, and yet none of the big names have signed. Like, how long is it? I don't know. Like, I see names
I
coming
was-
down. Like Carlos Santana just signed with the Royals. Like, I see
yeah.
the names are popping up, but like, how come none of the big fish have?
All right, mute
Not anywhere
Zencaster
yet.
and then go on to StreamYard.
Okay. I genuinely don't know if it's actually open or not.
Mhm.
I think it is.
Right, because like I see names coming down.
Like
Santana
Santana was
just,
one of them, obviously.
announced earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, it's open, but also
Yeah, so
like,
like is it shot? Like I don't I'm not very familiar with it all.
Mhm.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, is it shocking that none of these names have
No,
come
I
to
don't
terms
thi-
with a team yet?
I don't think it's shocking.
Like, I'm not.
Okay, so
No,
so my
like it's been a while. Since
I think
we
it's fine.
started talking about.
I think the MLB free agency is the most boring free agency. It's not even close. Like, it's gonna take time to play out. Like,
Mhm.
I don't even know if any of the guys are gonna be signed by Christmas. Like any of the big three or
They
four.
don't need to. They don't
Really?
need to.
They have the leverage. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
They have until
okay.
when? April, March.
April is March is spring training, so like end of
Yeah.
February, early March. So they have like 2 months.
hmm
I am a little shocked that nobody has signed yet. Like,
What do you mean by nobody?
like no big names? Like there
I don't
hasn't
know
been
if I'm
anyone come off
shocked.
the board.
I'm not surprised. I'm not that surprised,
I
honestly.
mean, you had names go early last year.
Right?
But I feel like once one falls, it's
they all
the
fall.
tumbling of dominoes,
Yeah, you're
right?
Honestly, I think it's also a year where like someone's trying to set the market, and
Mhm.
everybody's kind of waiting on everybody else to be like, well, if this guy gets this, then I can get this. But like nobody's actually been like, yeah, I got this. So it's kind of
Yeah.
nobody really knows what the market is yet. And I think that's probably where a lot of guys are hesitant to try and take like a less than they think they're worth. So they could have
Yeah.
a lot to play with it.
So the one thing that I'm like a little bit worried about is the Mets, because they're probably going to sign James McCann, and then
Okay.
it looks like after that their number one priority is George Springer.
And
So then that takes away.
everyone the Jays are going after.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but like that's Springer, taking Springer away it hurts because that's like obviously I think 1 and 2 is Springer in terms of their targets, like no matter what, and then you lose one of them. And then DJ, like I don't think it's realistic that he leaves New York. I think it goes Yankees, Mets, Jays in terms of like that race. So I think you lose out big time if the Mets sign McCann, because I think that almost guarantees that they sign Springer. I really do.
Yeah. The Mets want to spend money.
The best part is, like, the one silver lining I could say is the Angels are still in it with James McCann. So if the Angels sign James McCann, then I think that the Mets go all in on Real Muto.
Right.
So I think that's a positive, right?
Seems like everybody that the Jays are linked with, the Mets are also linked with them.
Right, because they're the two teams that are apparently spending the most amount of money.
Because they can, because their owners are
Right.
loaded. It's weird.
I don't know. I hate MLB free agency. It takes forever. It's the worst. Why is soccer still racist, Morrow?
Yeah.
Yesterday was a little bit weird. So
Really?
obviously Champions League's been on, and one of the games yesterday was Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, Neymar and Mbappe both play there. Some high level big names.
Know that.
They were playing against Turkish club Istanbul. I don't know how to pronounce the second part of their team, so for argument's sake, Istanbul was playing PSG. 14, like not long into the match, like we're literally talking like 10 minutes in. The assistant manager, and actually I'm just looking him up now, like he's actually a player I remember, like, so a former player. He's now the assistant manager of the Turkish team, Pierre Webo. I guess I don't know what he said to the thing, but regardless of what he said, the fourth official, his name is Sebastian Coltescu, Romanian fourth official of the match, went back and threw a racial slur at him. I guess I'm just looking at one of the articles here. I guess he just referred to him as like, what is this black guy talking about? Like the way just he addressed him, like it was really inappropriate.
Yeah.
And basically like he just went out and saying like, this guy's just calling me like some black guy. Like I have a name, like I'm a manager. And like it just set the whole, like everybody was asking questions. Players walked off the field asking, like, I'm not sure who got sent off. They might have sent off the coach because he just started snapping after. Webo started snapping, rightfully so though.
This all stemmed from like it was a slide tackle that they wanted a card on, and like they didn't call it. Which I watched the play. It didn't look like anything that was, I don't know. I'm not like an expert in soccer, but it didn't look all that cardable to me. Like it looked like a pretty nothing play.
I didn't have a look at the actual play that led to this.
Okay. It just
I was watching
it
another
didn't seem
game,
all that, like it didn't seem like you
but
could throw a card at it, but I don't know enough. But it just kind of all escalated from there, and it just like it took off into this like this thing that we just kind of seen with soccer in like the last 5-10 years, where it's just like it's I don't know if I want to call them
I think
racist
it's not
per
just
se.
soccer though.
I think it's Europe in general.
It's just the
kinda has
European
this
way of
attitude.
it's the no, I think that's more it. I think it's just the European way of thinking is a lot different than us here, and like even us, like we still strive to do better, and you don't want to settle and just get complacent and think that just because you know we're better than how Europeans treat any sort of minority, that we're okay and that we're in a spot that we don't need to worry about things. But like just I'm grateful that we're here and that like believe me, like I'll give you like a first-hand story, like, and this isn't really racism in the sense, but when I was in Italy, I went to go watch Juventus play one of the other smaller Italian teams, and we were in the opponent's supporter section.
Okay.
They had us barricaded. Like that section of the field is barricaded. to go and get like a bag of chips, to go get a beer, to go get anything. There is a small peephole in a door to go in and get your hand to go and grab the drink. Like it's not an open counter, like that concept. Get it out of your head.
Yikes.
So imagine just being an opposing, fan of a team as opposed to somebody that, and in Europe, like it's wrong that they still think like this. And I think that we're a lot better off here. And even here, like we're not all there yet in terms of where we want to be in inclusivity.
There's
and
obviously
treating
still
people
problems
fairly.
here, but
yes,
the
but
problems there are magnified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more
It's
progress that needs to get taken care of in Europe.
Mhm.
Like a lot more. And it's sad because, FIFA has the whole Say No to Racism campaign that they've had for the longest time. UEFA has every player on their shoulder wear the word respect.
Yeah.
And, they have one of these
It's
officials
bullshit.
coming in.
Yeah,
and
it's all kind of just a
it,
face.
it,
Like,
it makes it look
Yeah.
like such bullshit now because
because they don't
and
follow it. They run
they-
the whole thing, but they don't follow their own morals.
I was reading up into it a little bit more today. And again, Europeans just again, it's just everything is so scandalous there. Like they're gonna hold an investigation on this, but again, like the amount of payoffs that goes on
It'll
in
get brushed
that
under
in
the rug,
soccer and in Europe, like it's just like I genuinely feel like this is just gonna get swept under the rug.
Yep.
This guy probably will not lose his job. I think it's wrong, but that's just the European way of handling things.
Yeah.
Right.
And not that I don't think that
sucks.
it's going to change, but I hope that this really sets a new precedent for what needs to happen for them because they wear it, right? They have it on their shoulder. They, all these stupid acts they have on the surface. Meanwhile, they have this happening still. Like it's sad.
Shout out to the players for actually making a big deal of this, though. Like they actually decided to leave.
Neymar, Mbappe, they've all gone on Twitter. They've all gone on their Instagram in support of the opposing team's coach.
Yeah.
So they walked off the field yesterday.
It wasn't
they
just their
suspended
team
it.
too. That was the thing. Is like both
Yeah.
teams decided like we're not fucking doing this. We're off.
Yeah.
What's a more racist sport?
Hmm.
Hockey or soccer?
Sport?
Yeah.
I
Or
don't know
fan
how you can
base.
call a
'Cause,
sport
like,
racist.
I mean, like there's systemic racism.
fan
think,
base.
honestly,
fan base is not even close. It's soccer.
It's soccer,
Yeah.
and it's not even close.
Dude, you've never.
Yeah.
I've
Ho-
been there.
hockey
I've watched
fans
it.
aren't
I've probably not
that
even seen the worst
bad.
of it, but it's bad.
I mean,
Hockey
I don't
fans
wanna,
aren't even football fans.
I
bad.
don't want to condemn an entire
The
race
thing-
No, dude.
but like it like I don't want to say like Italian specifically, but like
Dude,
it
no, I'll speak as an
right,
Italian. I'll
right,
speak as an
yeah, that's what I mean.
Italian.
That's what I mean. Like it's literally a literal meme. I can't remember what I think it was Big Mouth. I was
They-
watching. And they were like, "Oh, it was about like a black guy and having like a switch with who different people he talks with. He's like, I'll hang out with these
Mhm.
Italians, and then once I leave, they'll go back to being racist towards me. And I was just like,
Yeah.
no, I
It's-
don't
man,
want.
it's-
like
Meanwhile, hockey is
it's-
just like
they're-
it's just a there's no path towards black.
There's
people
just
playing.
there's just not a lot of
Right.
black people in the sport because typically most black communities are in poorer communities, and it's just
Mhm.
it's an expensive ass sport to play.
and the
Man. Like
NFL
I struggled to play it because it's
and
just,
the NHL does nothing to support it.
No,
unlike,
exactly.
Like,
There's
baseball
no
really
sort-
trying somewhat.
exactly there's no sort of program set in place in the NHL or just hockey in general that's are set up for poorer communities in general
Right.
that
Mhm.
that can help you get there. Like just any sort of minorities or just like anyone that's struggling financially, like you're just not
Right.
set up to succeed in hockey.
in terms of fan, like I don't want to say all soccer fans are because
No.
like you got to think this is more people
Mhm.
in terms of where they live because each league has their own fans, their own league,
Right.
and each of them act differently. So
They
yeah,
have
like I'll just
reasons.
speak to Italians because yeah, like I feel like we're a big part of the problem in the sense that in Italy, one of our own, Mario Balotelli, for the longest
right,
time,
right.
he's been an outcast for
Yeah.
since 2014 when he made it big, and in 2016 when they had a little bit of a run. He's been an outcast for the longest time ever since he left Italy. They've always had this thing in Italy that once you leave Italy to play domestic football and you go in England to play your football, you go into the MLS, you're no longer part of the national team. You're not allowed to get called to go play for Italy.
That's
Stupid
crazy.
rule.
They're
And
just
they masked it behind the fact that Balotelli left Italy
Mhm.
and he's still playing great at Man City at the time. He was playing great wherever he went,
Mhm.
but yeah, we can't bring him anymore. So
Yeah.
so
they're
why?
brutal.
he's still
Like,
performing.
Soccer,
Right.
like the majority of soccer fans are just unnecessarily loyal to their own team, and they kind of
Yeah.
like they play off
And
all their
not the
bad
player.
behavior based on that. It's just like, oh, we're just loyal to our team. It's like, fuck off with that, man. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, at some
It
point
is
you
a
need to be a
different.
decent.
It's almost like a cult. Like soccer is
Yeah.
a lot different than any other sport. That
Yep.
like it's called. It's almost in the sense of tailgating with football. Like it's just of a
Hey.
different breed,
Mhm.
and it all depends on the area you're from.
Don't get me wrong.
Like-
There's times when it's great. Like soccer fans are the craziest fans in the world, man. They go all out for their teams and they have a lot of fun with it. And most of the times it's great, but it's when you hit those moments where like you hit the negative side of things, it can't be like that. Like at some point you need to realize these are human beings on the other end of on the other end of your words, and you just need to you kind of just got to put yourself into it. And I don't know.
Like it's rough because like players, like it's happened firsthand on the field as well. Like, people are throwing a banana at a guy
right.
from the
Brutal.
stands, and what does the guy do? He picks up the banana and he eats it.
Yeah.
Like Dani Alves was on Juventus at the time, or Barcelona, and he literally got the banana
Yeah.
at the corner kick flag, took a bite, and he threw it down.
Yeah.
And he's like, honestly, like, how do you respond to that in
Right.
an instance?
Brutal.
So,
It's brutal.
I mean, the way the players acted on this, based on yesterday's
They did a good job.
debacle, I think that the players, I don't know how I can speak to the whole organization of UEFA, but the players for sure and the teams, I think they handled it very well. I'd like to see what UEFA does as an organization
After this,
to
Right.
combat this.
yeah.
All right, moving on a little.
Just a little.
We didn't have it on our doc, and I'm interjecting
Okay.
this before.
Okay.
Do you guys know Open Gym, right?
Yep.
So
Mhm.
they're airing the 2-hour special tonight. I think the first 2 out of 4 episodes, I can't remember, of the Raptors experience in the bubble.
Okay.
And I think one of the first scenes they released was they were talking about when they first hired Masai and Bobby,
Okay.
and they went back to draft night in 2014 or 2013.
Okay.
And they showed the whole. That was the year that they drafted Bruno,
Right.
Mhm.
but that wasn't the move that they were trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
They released the entire process of them trying to trade up to get Giannis, and I just think it's very fitting that today, when Giannis came out and basically was like, "Yeah, don't
Haven't
talk to
decided.
me about this extension," even though he's got until I think the beginning of the season to agree to the Supermax.
Mhm.
So, that's just interesting to me. I think it's really funny. And it's also really funny that Chris Middleton and his teammates bought Giannis 19 pens or something for his birthday.
Yeah, I heard that he got pens
And
for
that
his
was
birthday. Hope you
pens?
could go and use this for something later.
So-
Jesus.
So, I think that's funny. That's all I had. So the Lou Marsh Award was
Yeah.
awarded.
It's cool.
And who was the 4 nominees? It was Lauren Duvernay, Tardif, Alfonso Davies, Jamal Murray, and blanking on the last one. Soccer, Christine St. Clair. I think so.
Was it?
I'm
do
not
anything
sure.
Lou Marsh nominees. This is riveting. Kadish Buchanan. Oh,
Keisha
no.
Buchanan, yeah.
Well, it's saying five worthy nominees.
She's
I
defender-
don't think
defender
I
for
don't know if there's
Canada.
any actual nominees. I feel like they
Right.
just vote on it.
Okay. So it was rewarded to Davies and Tardif or
Yeah,
Duvernay.
I'm
Tardif.
pretty sure. Don't quote me on this. It
It was 18,
either
18 and 1.
Yeah, I'm
right?
pretty sure this is the first time it's ever been a tie. It might
I
be the
don't think. I
second.
think it's the second or third.
Might have been the second, but
it's been
it hasn't happened in forever.
right. And I think
But
that's.
I
I
think,
think it's kind of the right move, but also. Okay.
man, if there was ever a
here's-
year
so here-
to have a tie for this award,
No,
this
I
is
agree.
it.
Yeah. Okay. So put
Yeah.
this aside. Put this
Mhm.
aside. What would have been your pick? Because from an
Davis.
actual play perspective,
Alphonso
who had a
Davies.
better year?
Alphonso
Laura, how good was
Alfonso
Davies
Davies by far.
than Jamal Murray?
They won every. They won
everything, and he was the
played an
leader of that
integral
team.
part.
It was Alfonso Davies. Jamal Murray, he had a great season in the NBA, but
And unreal in the bubble,
yeah,
Mhm.
his
Here's-
season was good, and then his
No,
bubble
the-
was
like,
incredible.
yeah, that's
His
what I
bubble
mean.
was incredible. But like
Here's one that I
Wait,
want to bring up for
Davies
this.
wasn't the best player in his team, though, right?
No,
was
he's not the best player on his team, but he's a defender. He again,
good.
like for what he does, like he is mainly a
He's
defender,
also
but he gets up in the attack. Like he does
18?
everything on the field
19
And
for
they
his
gave him-
position.
They give it to Laurent just because of like it's a story.
because
It's
he's
like-
just
it's
a great
story.
human being
It's
and
a
everything
great
he
story.
did, man.
It's a great story. You win the Super Bowl and then you go help in a
Literally
long-term
help
care.
out in hospitals and shit. Like,
Yeah,
good
exactly.
for you, man. Like, I
Yeah.
respect the hell out of him. Like, that's
Now, if
he deserves it.
If it had to go to one, who would you give it to?
Davies.
I
respect the hell out of what Tardif did, but like, he wasn't.
What is the
great.
Luke Marshall
He
Award
was
awarded for?
exceptional something in exceptional Canadian in sports, something like that. Like just straight up.
Canada's top professional athlete or amateur athlete?
Yeah.
what is an athlete?
Yeah, it was.
Here's a little tidbit.
Great.
1980.
Mhm.
Terry Fox. Your choice is Terry Fox or rookie Wayne Gretzky. And who did they give it to?
Terry Fox.
Are they
Give
wrong?
it to Gretzky.
No.
No, not at
No.
all.
And I think this is
I
the
think-
case of that.
I think it's-
I'm biased because I'm a soccer fan. That I'll say 100% Alphonso Davies
It's
deserves
Alphonso
it.
Davies.
But I'm not mad that they also gave it to Tardif.
I
I'm not
think
mad
this
at
is the
I think
perfect
it's
year to have the tie.
Agree.
No. I'm not mad at all.
Alphonso Davies was a different level of athlete, and then Duvernay Tardif was he exemplified what it means to be a Canadian athlete,
Right.
in the fact that like he was just beyond the game. What he did was incredible, and that's
Yeah.
kind of just how you think of Canadians, hopefully, and he just deserves something for it, and I respect the hell out of
It's
it.
for this year, right? Okay. So interesting exercise. I didn't really think of it. Who wins it
Yeah.
next year?
Next year,
I don't know. There's still a lot of year left.
I think that remains to be seen.
No, that it's a
No, but this
projection.
goes for this.
That's what I'm saying. In 2021,
I don't
who
even
wins
know
it?
who's gonna play at this point. Like we're talking about a half an NHL season,
right? I think. Okay. Do you want something that stick out to me?
Yeah.
Claypool.
He was the third receiver on his own team. I don't.
But
know,
if Juju's
man.
not there next, no, because this is 2021.
Does that include this football season though?
I kind of think so.
Okay. But a lot of that's going to be the end of this season. Like from January onward is where
But
you
you
make
got
your
to,
name.
but
They'd
you
have
got to
to.
think
He'd basically have to steal the show in the playoffs.
You'd have to do really good in the playoffs.
playoffs.
that's
No,
the big thing.
playoffs, and then the start of the season because they have
Yeah.
from then till the start of December, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
But at that point, based on what happened
gotta do
earlier
a
on
lot.
in the
I don't know.
season,
But if Juju's not there, I think that's a possibility.
Alphonso
I think-
Davies has been injured for the past 2 months with a foot injury.
I
Like,
think
it
Chase
didn't
has a
matter
much
at that
better
point.
chance of winning it the year after
No,
than he would
I'm
next year.
I'm literally just naming people that like I would put on
Yeah.
the watch list.
Yeah, no, I agree, but
Bianca, if she plays.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a wide receiver at Alabama that's really good, but
He won't be there in time.
he's from Brampton.
Jordan Romano.
Yeah, Ooh, that's a good one.
Mike Soroka.
that's a good one too.
I think he'd be a good one.
Trying to think.
who
No,
else?
Nails?
Like
Nails? No.
I'm
Like,
sick of giving it to hockey players too. Like I don't
I don't think
there's-
a hockey player could ever win it. Like if
No.
I'm being
They
real,
rarely
in a
give
league-
it to.
you're in
They
a league-
rarely give it to them because it's so dominated that
the
who
last,
hasn't
one
picked
was,
one.
the last one was Carey Price in 2015. Before that, the last hockey player was Sidney Crosby in 2009.
I think like you're in a league just dominated by Canadians. You just don't deserve it. Sorry. Your league is barely recognized in the States.
I think Jamal Murray's got a good chance.
Man,
Um,
if he does what he did in the bubble
Yeah.
all season long,
All season long, how is it?
he could walk away with it.
Mhm.
Obviously, Alphonso Davies is going to be in it again
Yep.
if he plays.
Yeah, no, he'll be back, but
Yeah.
will Bayern Munich do the same? Like they literally won everything there is to win.
Yeah.
German Cup, German League, German Super
If Steve
Cup,
Nash wins,
Champions League.
if
like-
Steve Nash wins the title, is he eligible? Is he an athlete?
I-
Technically,
No,
He's a coach.
because then you
I'm
give
just
it to the best
I'm just
coach,
saying.
the best Canadian coach for anything.
well, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
No, I don't think he'd be eligible, but I mean, it'd be a cool story.
Like,
Yeah,
would I
why
be
not?
wrong in saying, hey, I mean, technically, I don't know.
I don't think they do it just because
I don't think they would
They're-
either.
they're already pushing a new boundary with it this year, and
Yeah.
I agree with it, but I
Yeah.
think that's pushing it a little bit too far, giving it to a coach instead of
Right.
recognizing the people who are actually playing the sport right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure
Steve
he's
Nash
won
had
his.
his time.
Has he not won before?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he won. I would
Yeah, like
assume
he's
both
won
years he
multiple
won MVP.
MVPs. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'd assume he was Canada's top athlete at a time. So
Right.
Wild card nominee Joey Votto.
That's not a wild card.
That's
Like,
a
he's
wild card.
literally
That
won
guy
the
sucks.
award-
He's
won
not as
the
good as
award
he used to
2 years ago.
be.
Right, obviously. But I think is that all we have for this week?
I think
We were supposed to do the Spotify. Look at that.
we still
we're
have
running
a
long.
couple weeks.
We are draining
Yeah.
time with like nothing going on. We're doing good at this.
Yeah, I know. I just need the NBA to be back on Saturday, and then maybe hockey's eventually back in next year. You know,
Yeah.
and when free agency picks up, maybe. But
Mhm.
I think that's it for this week.
Everything's going on at once.
We'll see you guys next time. Peace.